Bonjour, je suis not manly et ici... What the? Okay, we need to fix this right now. Way to go, Scatterer! Hello, not manly here. Welcome back to JNSQ Space Race. This is part 2. We're going to try to earn as much funds as we can, so we're going to go to the administration building, and the only thing we can really trade for funds is our reputation, so we're going to start a fundraising campaign. Every point of reputation that gets converted to funds gets us an extra 1,000 funds and change. We're also going to upgrade the tracking station and the launch pad because we've already upgraded mission control. As soon as the tracking station's rebuilt, we'll be able to get flight planning, which means being able to do maneuver nodes. And the heavier launch pad will let us launch heavier craft. Even if we can only do 30 parts, we'll be able to do heavier parts. In the meantime, the spaceplane hangar will be busy working on our first aircraft. This is a design I put together a little while ago. We're going to be using this to break the sound barrier and to get some of those low altitude survey contracts that we accepted earlier. Now, I don't trust landing on this thing, but fortunately we accepted a contract that gives us the radio mounted parachute. So we'll be able to use this. We'll be able to use this to do our landing before we can actually research parachutes. So not bad at all. But the thing is, we are using Ferrum Aerospace Research, so we need to make sure that this aircraft is actually safe to fly. Generally, in stock Kerbal Space Program, you can build anything plane-shaped and it'll fly, but with Ferrum, you should take a little bit of extra care. This one is almost stable. I had to tilt those wings up to get decent angle of attack, but even with that, it's going to have a tendency to nose down a lot. And I'm wondering if it's because of the Stay Putnik I've got hiding back here. I got an extra empty Mark 0 fuel tank and a Stay Putnik back there, just in case I had to send Bob up or possibly test this aircraft without a pilot on board. Just so if we crash it, we don't hurt anybody. Even so, it is just at the part limit, and it's going to be the longest project that we have built so far. So not bad at all. That'll keep the spaceplane hangar busy for a while. Let's just review the contracts that we've got. We've got to break the sound barrier with a crewed craft. We've got to send a rocket to space and recover it, not just crash it to the surface. Now, because we do have that parachute contract, we can attach a parachute to the top of this sounding rocket. At first, I was going to try to see if I could get this thing into orbit. That's what the solar panel was there for. But seeing that we have to recover it, well, let's just stick a parachute on the cap of this thing. I'll try to center it anyway. There we go. And we'll bring up Kerbal Engineer in just a bit to make sure that we're not inducing torque. There we go. That's not good. Let's try to center that a little bit. Come on, click on the parachute. There we go. Usually snapping it there will center the part there. You see the torque has changed to 0. So that's perfect. This craft is not going to tip over just because of something we have attached to it. Now we're still waiting for a piece here. We're going to save this, but we do need gadgets, which includes the mystery goo. So we're going to pump some upgrade points into R&D so we can research these bits and bobs quicker. While we're doing all this, we're getting all the other nodes put together. And we'll have survivability researched, so we'll be able to use parachutes for real as well. There it is, the mystery goo. What we're going to do is we're going to send this up to space. We will take 2 mystery goo regions up in space, and then recover the craft. That'll not only complete the sub-orbital uncrewed recoverable test and milestone, but that'll get us a little more low space science. We'll put this craft in the assembly queue. While the launch pad is being constructed, we'll be able to construct this craft. I'm going to spend some funds trying to speed things up because we are behind. Some folks have actually managed to get to orbit as early as day 23, and we aren't even in orbit yet ourselves. So I'm going to spend a little bit of funds to try to speed that up. There, the launch pad is upgraded. The high sounder is assembled so we can roll it out there, and the tracking station is almost ready. There is the high sounder with our 2 mystery goo experiments aboard. I fast forwarded through a lot. While we're waiting for Kerbal construction time to do its thing, we're going to try to speed that up as quickly as we can and get back to the good stuff, which is launching these things to space. Try not to bore you and try not to have these videos take so long. This one is being played back at 4 times regular speed, for instance. Oh, come on. Hurry up, get to space so we can turn on on-rails time warp. Unfortunately, we can't just have this thing center on the center of mass of the craft. The thing insists on spinning the camera around. There we go. An extra bit of space science. And hey, we'll let this thing fall down. It's going to land. It'll be the first craft we'll actually recover from space. Not bad. Pretty well balanced for what it is. It means that not just one part of the craft is going to take the brunt of that reheating, that re-entry heating. That reheating. I'm not Englishing very well, so pardon me if I don't do any more French either. Ooh, this thing is well on its way to surviving. There we go. The main chute is out. Nice and gentle light. Let's see if we can't speed this descent some. And welcome back, Little Stay Putnik, the first survivor from space. And it actually lands on its feet. There we go. We have returned safely to the surface, and we have completed a suborbital trajectory and return milestone with a significant amount of funds, including trading some reputation, and we got 20 science for that. Not bad at all. I'm going to send up another one of these because I haven't gotten some upper atmosphere mystery groove science yet. And hey, if there's a good chance we can land in another biome, we can get some additional readings. I have another thermometer and press mat barometer aboard this one. This one looks like it's heading inland. Kind of too bad. I would have preferred to splash down if we could. But there we go, final stage. Head on up. Let's try to grab that upper atmosphere mystery goo science. Got one. What was it? There we go. Observe, observe. Keep, keep. Now we can actually keep because we'll be able to recover this tiny little craft. Look at that. We're actually soaring along pretty good though. It may just land in that bay there and get some splashdown science. Why not? Come on down. Come on down, get your feet wet. Again, we'll try to speed up this descent a little bit. And look at that, we actually completed the parachute test contract. That was pretty lucky there. We would have been able to do it in the aircraft, but hey, that's okay. We'll still be able to use these parachutes because we are researching survivability. So by the time we build that aircraft, we should be good to go. Splashdown. Not bad at all. So with the 58 science, I can unlock one more node, and there is the Science Junior and the Experiment Storage Unit. We need those. Those will help us get a lot more science, and they will help us get 2 copies of some experiments. In the meantime, we've got a couple part test contracts back on the ground here. We'll get those going. What the Experiment Storage Unit lets us do is lets us take a copy of an experiment, and then we can make another copy and store it in the command pod or whatever. Means when we send Bob out later on to do some gathering, he'll be able to take 2 copies with only taking 1 instrument out there. Not bad at all. A little bit of science on the launch pad. We can unlock a tier 4 node, or a tier 3 node, excuse me. There we go, basic construction. That gets us launch clamps and the RoveMate wheels. Also, we're going to need that for our big science gathering expedition coming up. Just so that we can get some more build points, we'll unlock some cheap nodes at 1 science. Why not? We've got 3 upgrade points to spend now. But the question is where to spend them. I have been wondering where to spend these. Yeah, we got some projects going on in the spaceplane hangar, so why not put them in there? And I'm sitting here, I'm being pretty indecisive here. We could always reset these upgrades later by getting a couple of points and then just redistributing them, but who knows, we could try that out. I have yet to figure out Kerbal construction times mechanics. We are definitely needing some practice in this. Here comes basic science, and now we've got the experiment storage unit available to us. And we've got the materials bay, the science junior. With this, we'll be able to send Bob out and we'll be able to gather science from all around the Space Center. Even with Kerbal construction time, the same mechanics from stock Kerbal Space Program are available to us. So, we are going to take, I won't say unfair advantage. I'm sure my competitors have the same access to the same tools as I do. I'm going to take every advantage I can get without cheating. There we go. Get those wheels lined up. We'll get Bob Kerman aboard there and he can do the science dance. We've done the science dance before, right? Now this has got so important, I am going to blow lots and lots of funds to accelerate the assembly of this thing. We've got to catch up here. It is true that we are behind, and will be behind for some time in manned flight. But we do not intend to stay behind, and in this month we will make up and move ahead. And here is Bob Kerman moving ahead, getting ready to do the gathering of science all around the Kerbal Space Center. We've seen this before, it works in stock, it also works on JNSQ Kerbin. There we go, gather, gather, gather. And let's all do the science dance, hey! And look at that, 30 minutes later we have collected over 350 science and change. And I want to accelerate our program, so I am trying to get that Mark 1 command pod, and I get the lander can at the same time. Then we got structural parts, we got struts, we got launch clamps, we got fuel tanks. I'm not even going to go down that track. We've got more liquid fuel engines. And then I finally decide, well, of all the things I want, I better get those inline parts there, because I want that inline battery, and I really need to accelerate our R&D programs. I'll be dumping a bunch of upgrades at points in there, but we'll be seeing those in a future episode. Until then, I'm not Manly, fly safe.